Welcome Strategy Battle Gamers to another GBHL YouTube channel video. You're here with your channel host GBHL James, and today we are joined by Mr.
Dave.
It's Mr. Dave Nolan. Dave Nolan. You're getting into a habit of coming second as a relatively new player in our Hobbit community, doing very well. But today we are not here to do Hobbit. You have featured in the battle report before, haven't you?
I have my very first game.
Very first game.
battle.
That's right, I played as Eagle, so make sure you go and check that battle report out. But this is a Let's Try Tuesdays video, and Dave has very, very kindly decided to try his best. it took Jamie long enough with the Hobbit. to try his best to teach me Warhammer Fantasy Battle. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you the armies. Please be very, very patient. From what I understand of this game, there are a lot of rules. So enjoy, guys. So here we are, subscribers, my first ever Warhammer Fantasy Battle game, and you can see here that I'm going to be playing as Dwarves. That's right. Now I have to say, as a first observation, these are pretty fun looking models. They are pretty good. And you painted these how long ago?
25 years ago.
25 years ago. So your painting's got worse over the years.
Yes.
Because these guys, they look really cool. So what I'm going to try and do with Dave's help is explain to you exactly what we've got here. Now we've talked a little bit about army building, and it seems to me that you can have more than 25% of your army can be your leader, your main general guy,
Or heroes, yeah.
Or heroes, yeah. 25% of your army or more must be core. So you can't have less than 25%, and then you can't have any more than 50%, which are specialists, effectively. So
yeah.
Elites, by my understanding. And what other types are there?
Rare.
We've also got rare units, and they can't be
25%. No more than 25%.
No more than 25%. So wow. So let's have a little bit of a look through these. So should we start off with the general then, because he's the first guy to pick? And this lovely painted guy here. What is he? He's a Thane, is that right?
We've got a Thane there. He's like a higher champion in a sense.
He's cool.
We've given a couple of magical items and some magical armor going in there, bits and pieces. Next to him then is...
Well, all this guy needs is a reindeer and sleigh. That's what I'm thinking. That is bad Santa. He looks cool.
Yeah. Next guy then we're going to use as a Thane. He's our battle standard, and he's basically got a magical battle standard in there to help out the army.
Lovely jubbly. So the first of our core troops here are our Longbeards, and you can tell they're Longbeards because their beards go all the way down to the floor. So these are these guys looking pretty. And what are the strengths of these guys here? What's their main role in the battle?
Well, one of the main things is they're hard hitting to a point, but they give courage in a sense to any units around them, especially if units are running away. They're kind of like the old and experienced hardcore guys.
Nice, so pretty good core unit there. And next along we've got these Quarrelers. So these guys are crossbowmen. So we did just before this game go a little bit through the various phases. So of course these guys are going to be my main ranged unit. Because I do have some others. So those are our two core units. We're going to go on to some of our specialist units. Now we've got these crazy looking guys back here. They look like they're straight from some kind of alternate William Wallace Braveheart-esque film there. Who are these guys?
These are troll slayers. Basically, they used to be called troll slayers. They're now just classed as slayers in the newest editions. Their strengths are they're just lunatics.
These are berserkers, yeah?
In a sense, they're kind of like berserkers, yeah. They'll hold ground, and they'll basically be able to take just anything. But as they die, one by one, they get a chance to hit back in their falling blows, which is quite interesting to see.
Yeah.
Brought those along because I think they look iconically fantastic within a dwarf army.
Yeah, I think when you think about Warhammer Dwarves, those are the kind of things that you think about. Someone from outside of Warhammer, of course, making an observation. And so next up we've got these guys. These are also part of our elite choices, as it were. And what are these?
These are our hammers. Very powerful troops. Double-handed weapons, really high strength, can take on just about anything.
Fantastic, that's what I like to hear. So with that, then we go on to another special over here. Now this is a gyrocopter, is that right?
Indeed.
So, wow, that's an interesting machine that he's on there. So this is a ranged unit as well.
Yes, it's a nice little, it's a gnat. More like it comes along and it becomes very irritating.
Yeah.
You don't really want to try and get into combat except against the very weakest of troops, and I mean weakest. You just basically want to go around and irritate your opponent, drop a bomb here and use a massive big steam template to try and whittle them down a bit.
Fantastic. So he's looking pretty cool. And then we've got a rare unit over here. So this is an organ gun, and this is my main artillery piece. So we have had a little look. This is quite a powerful unit, is that right?
This has been a tournament winner for me on many years ago. It's a fantastic little, it's a very old machine, 25 years old, still metal, but very powerful, can do a range of damage to any large units or even small units.
Fantastic. So this is my dwarf army. Now what I understand is that it doesn't have too much magic. There's a few magical items rather than casting, so I won't have to worry too much about that. And of course the purpose of this Let's Try Battle report is of course to show you as many different facets of the game as possible. We're not playing competitively, we are trying to show the mechanics of Warhammer Fantasy. So next up we're going to have a little bit of a look at Dave's Vampire Count's army, led by Necromancers I believe. So we are going to start off with the leaders again, because of course those are the first things that you want to think about apparently. Okay, so who have we got here?
Well, we've got a Master Necromancer, level 4.
That's this guy on my left.
And he's the general of the army.
And what's his strengths and weaknesses? What kind of things does he do?
Basically, he bolsters the army by bringing back new stuff, he's a magic user through and through, weak in combat. In fact, if I get into combat, I'm going to lose the game, possibly.
So he buffs the rest of the army?
He completely buffs the army.
And what about this guy over here?
He's just a normal Necromancer, level 2, which both of them are lore vampires, which means that I will get full access to the vampire deck. So it's really going to be a fully boosted army here. No real aggressive spells in this army, but really a lot of protective, defensive, and yeah.
Fantastic. And then behind here we've got some crazy looking model lady thing. What is that?
That's a Howling Banshee.
It looks like a Howling Banshee.
She is indeed. The reason I brought her is just so that we can see a vast range of the undead aspect. There's not much in your army that can physically handle her except your general, but as we discussed earlier, combat resolution, you might well see her crumble.
Fantastic. So then of course we're going to have a little look at your core troops, and what have we got as our core troops here today?
To start off in the background we have a unit of 21 zombies. They are the weakest of the weak.
They look poorly.
They are. They've got some things going on with them.
Wow.
They're really just a tar pit to try and hold down some of your key troops.
Cool.
While some of my more stronger stuff hopefully will get in and do some damage.
Yeah. And in front of them, what have we got here?
We've got a unit of 5 direwolves, fast, aggressive.
Like direwolves, as if from a Game of Thrones direwolves?
Potentially, yes.
Very cool.
My main objective with those would be possibly try and get around your flank and get into your organ gun, because they could do quite a lot of damage and take out your organ gun. But generally, against most of your troops, they're going to suffer badly.
That's good to know. That is good to know. And what other core units have we got?
Well, that's the end of core units. We're now into special units.
What are these big bad dudes over here?
Oh, sorry, my apologies. We have some core units hidden behind the trees. We have some crypt ghouls. Crypt ghouls, basically humanoid type creatures hanging around the graveyard, getting in there, become part of the undead army. They have poison, a key aggressive point that if they manage to get 6s on the rolls to hit, they're doing wounding automatically, so you're back down to armor saving throws. So hopefully they'll be quite good strong unit.
So more powerful than poison in the Hobbit.
Correct, indeed.
So next to them, who are these bad looking boys?
The Grave Guard. Now these are core skeleton troops. They have some special abilities with the ability of Killing Blow. Very similar up against a multi-wounded character. They can strip them their wounds automatically if they manage to get a 6 on the wound chart. Wow. Again, straight back down to your armor saving throws. So quite a lethal unit if they get into the right spots.
Nasty looking things. And then over here, wow.
We've got 3 Vargeist. These are my glass hammers. Frontal combat with most of your troops, they'll suffer. If they get into the side of some of your troops, they could do a lot of damage. They cause fear, like everything in my army, and that's the only plus side. Hoping that you fail your fear tests, making my combats easier.
Wow. So there we go. You've given a good little look at 2 armies, and we talked through them in detail because, of course, it's important for me to learn as much as you guys. So with that, we're going to start looking into the first phase of the game and deployment, because it's quite important in this game. So here we go. So we're at the start of the game. We need to see what Dave's two casters, because he does have a couple of magical dudes here, how many spells they get now, or what spells they get. Now, you get as many spells as the level. So you can see here, this Master Necromancer, he's level 4, is that right?
That's correct.
So he gets a chance to get 4 spells, is that right?
That's correct.
Good. And then we've got the guy next to him, he's level 2, so he gets 2. Okay, so let's have a little look and see what you get. So what happens? You've obviously built a deck of magic cards.
The deck comes as one. This is the lower vampire deck.
Right, okay.
You buy the deck very similar to a deck I have there. I'll show you in a moment.
Yep.
But that's the deck. I then roll the dice. We have 1 to 6, and then we have what we class as our signature spell.
Yep.
So any of these spells that I gain that I'm not too happy about, I can change for a signature spell.
Okay.
And this signature spell can bolster up the army numbers and can bring back any that may have been killed in combat or out of combat.
Brilliant. So let's roll for those now.
Okay,
so you roll
level 4, and I'm getting, that's a 2, a 1, a 1, and a 4. So the 1 is Van Hel's Dance Macabre. In my opinion, one of the most powerful spells in the deck. It allows me to move all of my units within a certain range, 8 inches, or allows me to re-roll to hits any misses in combat. So that's very important. So that will be the 1.
Yeah.
The number 2 is Hellish Vigor, and number 2 allows me to re-roll any wounds that I fail.
No, we're not liking that.
Oh, I am. That's good. That's good. Number 4 is Raise Dead. Now, Raise Dead is quite a nasty little spell because I can cast that and bring up a unit of zombies anywhere within 18 inches. And coupled with, hopefully, my signature spell again, I can actually bolster that from anything from 12 models up to 20 to 30 to 40 if you keep letting me try it. That would be very nice. And my last one is number 1. Now, I already have a 1, so I'm going to instead of duplicating, because you can't duplicate spells in an army except for the signature spell, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take Curse of Years instead. So I change this 1 to a 5, and there we go. So these are my 4 spells that I will take. My next stage is I wish to get rid of one of these and put in my signature spell, which I can do with any of those. So we'll cancel Hellish Vigor and we'll take my signature spell. And so that is my level 4 list of spells.
Fantastic. Cheers for that. So we didn't do this on film, and we've got the other caster who has obviously got to see what spells he had. Now, my observation was you rolled a 1 and a 6, and because you already had those spells, you basically picked the...
Because I already had the 1, which is the Van Hel's, I can change that immediately.
So you change that immediately, and you've got the Gaze of Nagash. But the 6 meant that you also have Wind of Death.
That's correct. I don't particularly like that spell, so I got rid of it and I bought my signature spell again. It's the only spell you can duplicate in an army, your signature spells.
Okay, so my observation from someone on the outside looking in is those were all the spells that you put down.
Correct.
You've got all the spells, but of course the key thing for rolling is to try and make sure that the guy who is the higher level is the one getting the spells that are nastier. Is that right?
That's correct.
Brilliant. So with that, we're going to start looking at deployment and then look at the priority as well.
Indeed.
So we rolled for sides, and we're just staying where we are because because that's what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to roll the dice now to see who deploys first or starts deployment. So we roll, see who gets the highest dice. I get a 6, you get a 6, so I guess we re-roll. And I get a 6, so that means that I deploy my first unit first.
Correct.
So Wargamers, this is our battlefield after deployment. And I started things off, put that gyrocopter out there, and it seems to me that Warhammer is very much a sort of game of a bluff with your deployment, a little bit like a strategy battle game, I suppose. So you take it in turns, going in sequence, you don't all just deploy at once. And my whole plan was, was to try and sort of camp up really, and make sure that my ranged units were reasonably well defended, and then maybe do some kind of countering. I don't know how the game mechanics, whether it will lend itself to that. How about yourself, Dave? What have you gone for here?
Well, I got duped, didn't I? Your gyrocopter pulled most of my troops over, but luckily I've got my fastest 2 units here, so I can redirect him a bit. I've had to keep my general and my other magic user at the back, and because you've got ranged and shooting, they have to be in a unit for their protection, which means that my tar pit is no longer viable. It's just going to sit there and move around behind.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I may well be outplayed already.
Well done, James. So we'll come back when we go into the next phase. So now everything is deployed, just a little bit like the Hobbit strategy battle game. We need to roll for priority, effectively. Now this priority is for the whole game.
Correct.
So it's who goes first for the whole entire game. Now he gets +1 because he deployed all of his units before I did. So you get a 2, which is great. And I get a 3, so that means that I get it.
Correct.
It means that I get to go first. So with the dwarves getting the initial priority, I decided to keep most of my other things completely still and camp in a little bit. But this gyrocopter thingy has actually, he's flown over the trees because he's a flyer, and he's in there on the flanks, which could be a little bit annoying, I guess, for you. So he has dropped a bomb. He's dropped a bomb on just these fast units here. So I have to roll, and I have to roll to see how many bombs.
How many? Yeah,
how many hits? How many hits it gets it? Okay, so I roll this. Now this has got lots of numbers on it. Okay, so let's see. 2. So I'm guessing that's not very good. Okay, so 2, and then do I roll 2 lots?
Yep. So basically what you've done now is you've managed to do 2 strength 3 hits, okay, against my units. So roll 2 dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I roll 2 dice, you're defense 3 and I'm strength 3, which is that 4s? Mind you, that's Hobbit.
Yeah, that's 3 against 3 is 4s, yeah.
Wow, look at that. Oh, got it getting the chart already. So I roll, let's see if we get them. It'd be nice.
Whoa.
And we get 2.
And they're gone.
Now notice how Dave took away from the edges there. Apparently that is what you're supposed to do. So yeah, that's 2 things dead. I'm happy with that. 2 direwolves dead. So with that, I'm not doing any more moving, so I guess I'm now doing...
Magic.
Magic. Now, I don't have any magic, do I?
But we still need to roll for magic in case your opponent has any in-play spells that you want to dispel, etc.
Okay.
So the winds still pass by the field.
Okay, so let's have a little look. So let's see what we get. We get a 1 and a 3. What's that mean?
From that, I would get 3 dispel dice, and you would have a total of 4 dispel dice.
Okay.
Casting dice. But as you have no casting, and there's no remaining play spells for me or you to try and dispel, magic is now phase is finished, and we now move on to shooting.
Fantastic. So we'll come back when we're done the shooting. So if you see that thing there, that is a load of hot steam. That is right. My gyrocopter is steaming these zombies here. Trying to get a little bit of a snipe there on the leader. Now there is something in this game called Look Out Sir. So Dave is going to try and protect his 2 heroes here. He's going to roll dice to Look Out Sir. Now what do you have to get to stop?
I need anything but a 1 for my general.
Want to be nice?
No! And then the other hero, anything but a 1. Oh. Wow. So the general is going to take the hit. So I have got a total of 12 models under there.
So I have to roll 12 strength hits.
You've got to roll 11 and then 1 for the general.
Right, well we'll be back when I'm doing that. So here we go, we're going to roll for the 11 strength 3 against toughness 3.
That's correct.
Toughness 3, which needs 4s.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got 11 dice. This isn't including his hero guy. So we're going to roll these. So we need some 4s. Let's see lots of 4s. Oh, there's a reasonable amount there. In fact, there is that number. There's quite a lot there.
4, how many?
Yeah, we've got 8.
6, 7, 8 dead.
Wow. 8 dead, that's nice. So now I have to roll for your general, is that right?
General, yeah, whose toughness is 4, so you need 5s.
So you need 5s on this guy.
Woohoo! I live!
And
I live!
Some bad news there from Dave. 4 wasn't enough. So with that, we're going to go to the rest of the shooting. So here we go, time for the crossbows here, and they're going to be having a pop shot at these guys here. Now it does make it a little bit complicated because their range is 30 inches, they're not allowed to move and shoot, just like in Hobbit Strategy Battle game. But the front rank is in range, it's in short range of his front rank, which is 15 inches. So because that's 5, I have to roll those first. So these guys have got a ballistic skill of...
Here we go, racing through it. Rules again. Right, so your quarrelers have a ballistic skill of 3.
Which means I need 4s.
Which means they need 4s to hit.
Okay, yes. I'm learning already. So I need 4s.
Oh!
I think they call that a hashtag Bosh.
I think you miss.
So those 5 don't hit them at all. So that means that the next rank, the next 5, they've got +1 because they're at long range.
To the dice, or -1 to the roll. So
-1 to the roll. So that means that they need 5s.
Correct.
So 5s. Okay, so we do get 1 there. Okay, so 1 hits. Now, a crossbow is strength 4, isn't it?
Yep.
And your defense 3.
These guys are actually, their toughness for crit ghouls is 4.
Toughness 4, so I need 4. So a 4 will kill 1. And unfortunately it doesn't. So just like in my last Isengard game, what are you doing, Crossbows? What are you doing? So here we go. Next up we've got the
organ gun?
The organ gun. Next up we've got the organ gun. And the organ gun is going to fire at the same target there, which apparently is a good choice. So I'm quite happy about that. Now this organ gun, you have to roll 2 of these like artillery dice. And they go up to 10, is that right? 10 on each. Right. So potentially you get 20 shots. So I need to roll those first and see how many shots we get.
Don't get any misfires.
I don't know what misfire is. Okay, I've got a 6 and an 8, so that's not bad actually. Okay, so we've got 14 shots. So we need to see if those 14 shots hit. So we do have the ballistic skill of 3, which means that we need 4s, but we are at long range, so that makes it 5, so it's a +1 modifier. So let's see lots of 5s and 6s. Then we do see a reasonable amount there. Wow, that's quite a good roll. So wow, I got this number of hits, which is pretty good. So so we need 3s, because we're strength 5 and they're toughness 4. So we need 3s to get some wounds here. And we get 3 wounds. 3 wounds. And they get taken straight off. No saves of any kind?
None whatsoever, no armour.
No armour at all. So wow, so so that unit's been peppered a little bit there. And that will take us to the end of my shooting. So then it would become the combat phase, but of course nothing has happened combat-wise, and there's no combat resolutions. So that means that we go into Dave's turn. So this is our battlefield after Dave's movement, so some sneaky stuff here. So because his army was pretty much within 12 inches of his leader, he could march with everything. Is that right?
Correct.
So so he's marched these Vargheist things towards my flank and trying to make sure they keep out of my front arc, so I can't charge him with that next turn. In the meantime, these guys have all started concentrating on my position here, so it looks like we might be in combat soon. And everything's sort of moving forward there. So very interesting. So because he's done his movement, now we would go into the magic phase, and we'll be back with that now. So first up, we are going to be rolling for the Winds of Magic. He's got 2 dice here, so this is to see how many dice you get, yeah? Okay, so 4, and yeah.
Right, so what happens now is you get 2.
So I get 2, because that's the highest number of dice you get.
I get 4.
And you get 4.
I have 2 magic users,
Yeah.
so 6s to channel.
Channel, okay. 6s will channel.
Whoa! A channel.
Okay.
So I'm now on 5 dice for casting to your 2 dice
for defending.
Defending or dispelling. Right, so now I need to find my spells.
So we will be back when Dave has decided what he's going to use those 5 dice for. So effectively, with the magic phase, he now has 5 dice of which he can try and cast spells against me, and I've got 2 of which I can try and resist. So hopefully that makes some sense. So the first spell he's going to try and do here is called Raise Dead, and he needs to cast that on a 9+. That'll allow him to bring back zombies into play. So he's actually using 2 dice to do this, so he needs to get the 9+. Oh, he's using 3. Now, I say that he needs to get 9+, but it's also plus your caster. So who's casting this? This is
the level 4.
Level 4 guy
is casting this.
So level 4 is casting this. So
he's deciding whether he's going 3 or 2 dice. If I get a double 1, I'll be very upset, and I'll explain why. He got a double 1.
Okay, I'm looking forward to you explaining this. So what happens on a double 1?
A double 1 means, add in his level, it still doesn't mean it casts. Therefore, his casting has failed, so he can no longer cast this turn.
That's great news.
Which is great news for you.
Well done, Dwarves.
Terrible for me. I still have 3 dice. I still have 2 spells, and the first spell he's going to use is Invocation of Nehek, which is going to be a nice little bubble from my signature spell. And basically all friendly units within 6 inches get troops back.
Okay.
Raise Dead would be a new unit. This is extra troops.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, so let's go for that then. 2 dice, and he gets a 3 plus the 2.
It's not enough because that is cast on 6+. So as you can see here, Dave is #boshing his Warhammer Magic rolls. You've not got anything left, have you?
Nothing, because he now can't cast further. So irrespective of how many dice I have left, it's Hashtag Bosh Dosh Bong.
This is wonderful news. So we would go into shooting phase, but I don't believe you've got any ranged units.
I have one, but she's out of range with her scream.
She's out of range. So then we would go to combat and combat resolutions, but none of that. So that means that we are now going into turn 3 dwarves.
Turn that off.
So it's Dwarven movement, and you know, we want to go for this. We want this to be an entertaining battle report, of course. So the Dwarves decided to go for it with their charges. Now, how charges work is it's actually a random distance, so it's 2d6 plus your minimum movement. So I've not got a great chance of getting in, but it's not too bad. And apparently, if I can get in and smash something, you can do something called overrun. So you then continue on to fight another unit. Now I've got to do that before I do any of my normal movement, because of course I do want to get that gyrocopter over there to do his steam gun thing onto his general again. So those are going to be our charges. So do I have to roll for those first?
You declare them, and once you finish declaring all, you do them unit by unit.
Movement.
Yeah. No, you then roll for them, and then after that we do normal movement.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go for the Slayers.
So that's 11 inches.
Okay, so 11 inches. So I need to get 9 off 2 dice.
Correct, because you add your movement to your dice.
So 9 off 2 dice.
Oh, excellent!
Legends.
Right.
Yeah, we like these guys.
So these are in. If you'd like to roll for these as well, because they're going for the same unit.
And what distance do they need to get?
That's closest point. That's just over an 8, so that's a 9. 9.
So we need 9 again.
No, you need more or less than 9.
No, oh yeah, because they've got their movement as well.
So they have their movement of 3.
So that would be 8 inches. So they don't quite make it. Is that right?
So they're going to go a total of just 3 inches then.
Because you go the highest dice number?
Highest dice,
okay, so they will go 3 inches. So next up we've got our hammers.
And these guys are on a 10.
Okay, so quite a way out. Okay, but it's okay. Because, they're 10 inches, so I
need a 7.
So we need 7 to get this. Oh, we get a 6, so we don't make it, but they move up 3. So we'll do all those movements now, and then we'll do our normal movement over there with the gyrocopter. This is our battlefield, so you can see the charges that were made and were not made, which means now that I've done all the charging, I've done my normal movement there, got our gyrocopter in on the flank, we go to magic. So although I've got nothing to cast, I still have to roll my two dice, and got 9 there. So I don't know what that means.
It just means that if there were any in-play spells, remaining play spells, you'd have it to try and dispel them. Brilliant. And I'd only have dispel dice, I wouldn't be able to cast.
But luckily, Dave absolutely fluffed his magic before, so I don't even need to do that. So we are going to go into some shooting. Okay, we are going to go into some shooting, and I'm going to start off with me gyrocopter over there. Okay, so he manages to get that whole unit.
12 there.
There's 12 of them. Now, do I have to...
No, I roll my silly 1s again.
Okay, so this is
for my general.
For general?
Yes, he's fine. And for this guy...
6.
He's fine as well.
Fine. So I still get 12 dice, but they can only go onto the troops. Can they spill over onto them?
No.
They can't spill over?
No, because...
So if I kill all of them, they can't spill over onto your generals. Okay. So I've got 12 dice here. Now, if I remember rightly, he was ballistic skill... Yeah, he was ballistic skill 3, so he needs 4.
Toughness 3, you need 4.
Oh no, yeah, because I don't have to roll to...
You've already hit automatically, so it's just 4s to wound now.
So 4s to wound. Let's get lots of them. Okay, let's pick out the ones that aren't. So we've got some 1s there. There we go. So that is... So we've got 6 there. So 6 of them go down.
The dead are dying.
Okay, that looks good. that unit has gone down. So with that, we're going to go into our next lot of shooting. So here we go. It's the crossbows, destined to do something. So they are actually going to be shooting through his leader's unit again. Now they are in short range, which is good news. So they only need the 4s, I believe. They only need 4s. That's
correct.
Their ballistic skill. So 4s, lots of them would be nice. It's about average. So we get 5 of them, but it's average. Okay, so it's strength 4 against toughness 4, so I need 4.
Toughness 3.
Oh, toughness 3. So I need 3s. So lots of more than 3s here would be nice. And all of them, 4 apart from 1. So 4 go down, and that unit's starting to look very, very, very thin. Okay, we're going to go for something heroic here. So I've just been told that, see those guys, now that they're less than 5 troops with his leaders, that means that there are no more lookout sirs. So why not? We are going to get obviously 20 shots with these guys. Now, although they've got to go through hard cover because there are a couple of units in front of them, which is -2, and they're in long range, which does mean there's going to be 6s by 4s to hit. 6 by 4s to hit. Yes. Okay, we're going to get 20. Okay, which means that this is obviously going to be a lot more statistical. So let's roll these dice. Okay, we got 18. 18. I wasn't far off. So we've got 18 dice going at those bad boys. I'll be back when I've collected them all up. Wow, so I don't think I can hold this number of dice. I need 6s by 4s to hit. So let's see what we can get. Let's get lots of... Oh, I can see 3 6s. I can see 3 6s. This could be fun. Okay, should I have got more? No, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so we've got 3 6s there. So we need 4s now. Okay, I'm not going to kill his leaders with this, but I might kill the rest of the zombies. And I kill one of them.
Right, so what we do now is we take a dice, because there's 5 of them, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So roll a 6-sided dice to see what hit, who hit that hits.
Oh right, so it doesn't just go off the guy.
No.
Okay, so we want 5 here.
A 1. Say goodbye.
So if I'd rolled a 5, then I would have killed
5
you.
or 6, you'd have damaged or killed one of my heroes.
Wow, nearly. So with that, that's the end of the shooting, I believe. I don't think I've got anything left. So we're going to go into our first combat phase of the game.
Yes.
How exciting!
No.
So here we go, my first ever combat in Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and it is the Slayers versus the Ghouls. Now the Ghouls have a higher initiative than the Slayers, as does the Banshee, so that does mean that they're going to go first. These are only initiative 2, these are 3, and the Banshee is 3. Now his Ghouls on the front rank also have 2 attacks, but the ones behind, only 2 ranks can fight in this game. Which is quite interesting. So I do have 10 attacks, but he's obviously got 2 for the guys on the front rank, he's got the Banshee, and then he's got the ones just behind them. So he will go first. So you roll to hit based on your weapon skill, correct?
That's correct.
And your weapon skill?
My weapon skill is 3.
Which means you need 4s.
And your weapon skill for your Slayers is 4. So I'm actually going to need a bit more than
Oh yeah, so it works a bit different.
Weapon skill 3 against weapon skill 4, I do need 4s.
You do need 4s.
So, the Banshee for starters gets a 2.
So she doesn't hit.
And the Crypt Ghouls, I'm looking for 6s on this. Not because I need 6s, but 6s are poison. Ooh!
Oh, wow, that's a lot of 6s.
1, 2, 3, 4 automatic wounds, and then we go to our weapon skill. Your weapon skill is 4.
Yep.
My weapon skill in my Crypt Ghouls is 3, so I need 4s. So we get rid of the low ones.
It's a good roll in there.
That's not bad for the undead. Now, so I now need to roll to wound with these
Those ones
5 dice.
So I'm toughness.
Your toughness for your Slayers will be on your sheet just here, and your toughness is 4.
Yep.
And my strength for the Ghouls is 3. So, not
2.
bad at all. So that's 2 wounds from hitting and 4 wounds from poison. So that's 6 wounds.
Wow.
We then go to look to see if you have any saves for these guys, and you don't. So that's 6 automatic dead.
Wow.
Except these 6 have the ability to slap out as they attack.
Yeah, they will do that.
So we'll remove the 6.
Yeah. Ouch. So they don't get to attack back.
They get to attack
Oh yes,
back
they still
as they
get to
die.
attack. Yeah.
So if you want to roll those 6 dice first.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got our 6 dice here. So we are weapon skill.
Your weapon skill 3 for Slayers. Sorry, weapon skill 4 for Slayers against my weapon skill 3. So you need 3s.
So 3s would be good. Lots of 3s. And all but 1. Okay. And we are
Your strength for your Slayers is 3, and my toughness for my Ghouls is 4. So you need 3 against 4. You need 5s to kill me.
So 5s to kill some ghouls. Just the 1 there.
1 dead. So he comes back. And now we go into your normal combat phase, which is these 4 guys attacking.
Okay, so we've got the 4 guys attacking here. So again, they will need 3s to hit.
3s to hit.
3s to hit. We get 2.
5s to wound.
5s to wound. No.
Oh.
Nothing there. Wow, that does not look good for the
No,
dwarves.
it doesn't. So now we go on to combat, Roz. And that is, I lost 1. You charged, so that's 2. You don't have a full rank behind anymore, so you're on 2. I killed 2, 4, 6.
Yeah.
And I have 2 full ranks behind. Okay, none of us have banners here, so basically I win the combat by 6. I take my 2 away. So theoretically, if you weren't hardcore, you would be taking leadership tests -6.
Wow.
But Slayers never run from anyone.
Oh, that's good to know.
So the combat now ends.
Wow, and they just stay locked in combat.
They just stay locked in combat.
Well, that's good news. That's good news. So we're going to remove those casualties now, and that was it for combat. So we will be going into Dave's turn. So it's the start of Dave's move, and just starting off with declaring a charge off with these guys, and he has to take a leadership test just to make sure they don't.
Frenzy.
Yeah, just to make sure they don't charge the closest unit. Because what he's trying to do is get on the back of these crossbowmen there. Okay, so they are leadership
7.
Okay, so it weren't the same as Hobbit?
I need to get lower than 7.
Oh, lower than 7, okay.
Oh!
Wow, no, that's not happening.
So these are now having to charge that unit.
They have to charge, but they are charging the flank, which I guess is a good thing.
Yes.
So we're going to come back when Dave has declared the rest of his charges.
Okay.
So with the
Vargeists.
the Vargeists. Now he doesn't have to roll to see whether these guys can make the movement, because of course they're within their own movement anyway. So he's just going to move those guys in. They make their charge, and he tries to get as many in base contact as he possibly can there. Good stuff. Yeah. So should be able to get 3 of them in there.
Just on corner to corner, yeah.
Good stuff. So next up, he's now going to do the Dwarves. He's going to try and charge them into the flank of the Slayers there. So they
roll 3 dice because they're swift stride, and I take the 2 highest dice.
Okay.
And they have a movement of 9, and that is 8, so they're automatically in anyway.
Oh, they're automatically in.
So
those guys twist round,
and they will come like so, corner to corner.
Fantastic.
And now these guys have a charge of 4, and that distance is over 8, so that's a 9. They need 5 on 2 dice.
Double ones.
They actually get in. So they'd have to wheel slightly.
Yeah.
So to avoid that, they'd come in to there, like that,
Yeah.
touching there, and then you do something called close the door.
Yeah, I would like to point out as well, I did choose to stand at this moment, not run away, because that's how I roll. So yeah.
And that's the end of my charges. It's now my normal movement.
Wow, okay.
So, normal movement of these guys. Oh my goodness gracious me.
Go on, Mr. Gyrocopter. You can take them all down by yourself. It doesn't matter what's going on over here.
I have to make a very, very interesting decision. The first decision I'm going to make is this guy is going to wander out. Oh, he can't wander anywhere. He's in trouble. He is going to pop a doodle dandy over to this way, the whole unit. I don't know why. Over like that, and then to there.
So you're going to overlap like that?
It's the base I'm overlapping, not the actual models.
So it's the models which is the key, not the movement base itself.
Correct, yes.
Okie doke.
So that's my movement, and now it's up.
So that means that we'll be going into some magic next.
Yes, we are. And now
So he's rolling for his main necromancer here. He's going to roll double 1 again.
Oh, 5.
Okay, for 5. So not fantastic, really.
No. So that gives me a total of 5. Gives you a total of 4. And I have 2 magic users for
Just
channeling.
to explain, for those of you who don't know, I get 4 because that was the highest that he rolled.
And no channel.
No channel.
So I'm on 5 dice here.
So 5 dice, he's going to choose which spells he's going to cast now, and I'll see if I can dispel them. So Dave is going to start off first. He's going to use 2 of his 5 dice to do Van Hel's Dance Macabre, which allows him to re-roll some hits and have a bit of extra movement. So he needs more than 6. He gets 5, and it's been plus the 4.
Plus 4, yeah.
So he's got that off, and I can now choose whether I want to resist that or not. He only got a 3 highest there. Is that right? So I would have to...
No, you'd have to beat the
5.
9.
Oh, I have to beat...
You have to beat the 9 on your roll.
But I think he's going to try and like raise some dead and do some stuff next. So, he's probably going to use a worse spell than that next, I think. So I'm going to keep my dice and let that go off.
Okay.
I've made that decision.
You made that decision. I'm smiling. Van Hell's Dance Macabre, in my opinion, the best spell in my listing.
Oh, gosh damn it. Okay. Well, okay, so then he's going to use his other 3 to do what?
Okay, so basically it... oh no! Get the camera up. I made a mistake. I never said I was going for a bubble, so it's only on the unit. Yeah, my bad. It's okay.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds bad for Dave.
Yeah, it's not good.
So we're happy with that. Woohoo! Yeah. Go Dwarves!
So the general is going to come to here.
Oh, he's leaving a unit.
Yeah, he is going to come to here, and these two are just going to turn around like that.
So they can just do a bit of extra movement, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't say a bubble effect, which would have meant everything within 12 inches, so none of these...
And you have to declare that? Does it make it harder and stuff? Or?
It does, because I'd need a 12 or more.
Ah.
And I'd have to say I'm doing...
You wouldn't have got it anyway.
Bubble. I wouldn't have got it, but I'd have used more dice.
Okay. How interesting. Well,
right.
Dave fluffed it. It's the pressure of the camera. You'll be back when he comes with his next spell. So with his remaining dice, he is going to cast Curse of Years. Curse of Years. Now, Curse of Years needs what?
Curse of Years needs a 12 plus.
12 plus, and you can still use the 4 of your main die because you didn't roll double.
And he didn't fail his casting.
He didn't fail his casting. Okay, so with your remaining 3 dice, you need 12 plus, so that means you need 8.
I'm slightly in trouble yet again because you've got 4 dice, I believe.
I do.
You've got
I kept
4
them for
dice.
this moment.
I'm going to be very retractable, and I'm going to do Gaze and Nagash from this guy onto your gyrocopter. 2 dice. I get a 9 plus his 2 is 11, and Gaze and Nagash is like a magic missile. It does a total of 2d6 strength 4 hits against your gyrocopter.
2d6 strength 4 hits.
And I've got a total of 11.
Got a total of 11.
And I've got 1 dice left.
And you've got 1 dice left, okay. Well, I've got no idea what's going on right now. So he's got 1 dice left, which means he's going to roll something...
A low-level spell, I'm sure, in a minute, hopefully.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to use... so is that like a missile?
That's like a missile. It's like a nuclear medieval missile.
So it would probably kill him, would it?
It has a chance. It has a better chance than nothing of killing him, yes.
It's got a better chance than nothing.
It's got a better chance than nothing.
Note, guys, that I'm going off what he's saying here. So he could be leading me down the garden path. But hey, I don't know. I'm going to use 2. I couldn't do it off 2 dice, could I?
No, you've got your +2 because you're dwarfs. So that gives you a total of 14 that you could get on your 2 dice. You only need to get over 11.
Need to get over 11.
I would say go for 3 dice.
Yes, 3 dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we get
12.
We've got 12 there.
So that spell is cancelled.
Phew.
But it does mean that I can still cast a spell with him, and I need to look at what spells I've left. They have to be a 1 dice spell, because I've only got 1 dice. And what we're going to do is we're going to do Invocation of Nehek. And that will bring, from my level 4, and that will bring D6 model, or sorry, it'll actually bring, D6 models plus the caster's level to each unit within 6 inches.
Okay.
So, I need a 6, so I need a 2 or more on the dice. Bosh, tag, down, dush,
bosh, 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 bosh. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to use my dice to resist. Oh, look at that. Yes, that's right. So wow. So not doing too well for the magic, which is an important part of your game, I believe.
Yes.
I mean, I'm looking at this and I still think it looks sticky for me, but I don't know the game. So with that, we've done his magic. He doesn't have any shooting.
I do. I have the 1 shooting of the Banshee.
Aha, right, okay. So he's got shooting. Now she can shoot even though she's in combat?
She can it's a scream that she can put into combat, and she has to put it into this combat because she's in combat.
So we're going to come back when she does that.
Okay.
So here we go. It's the Howling Banshee. So he's rolling 2d6 plus 2. So he's got 3 there.
That's
So
6 plus 2 is 8.
he's got 8.
You go to the leadership of your Slayers, which unfortunately is quite high, and your Slayers is leadership 10, so no damage.
No damage. That's good news. That is good news. So that will take us to the end of his shooting, and we're going to come back when we go for the combat phase. So here we go, the first combat here. We've got these charging Vargeists against the hammers. They are they're hammerers.
They are.
I'm quite happy with that. That was a guess. Okay, so we've got them versus hammerers. Now they have charged the flank, which doesn't seem very good. So I'm guessing I get the dice from the front.
Only these two.
Only those two, so not the back rank.
No.
The guys behind them.
Correct. No.
Not the two behind them.
Only the two sides. Side. That's the negativity of sides. So you're going to get two guys attacking back.
Right. Okay. Ooh,
Now,
yeah.
your hammers basically have double weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, because they have a great weapon, which means great weapons always attack last. They always strike last.
Oh dear.
So, I get my attacks. These guys get 3 attacks normally, but because they're frenzied, they get 4 attacks, plus stomps. So,
that doesn't sound good.
It doesn't. It's not very good. These guys have a weapon skill of 4.
Yeah.
Against your weapon skill for your hammers, which is 5. So, on the chart, we go to 4 versus 5. I need 4s to hit you.
So 4s to hit me.
Not
reasonable amount.
Bad.
Yeah, about half. That's about right.
Yeah, that's good. And now my strength is 5 against your toughness of your hammers, which is 4.
Yeah.
So 5 versus 4, I need 3s.
Do you need 3s?
To wound.
Okay.
That's
so 3.
half again. So 3 of your guys are now being wounded, and now we go to your armor save.
Ooh, armor
So
saves.
your hammers have an armor save of 5 plus. Okay, but my strength is 5, so that's a modifier of -2.
Yeah.
So you don't get any modifier. 2 of your hammers die.
2, not 3?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry, yes, it is 3.
Yeah,
My
so I thought it was
apologies.
3.
Yeah, my bad.
So these 3 die.
Yeah.
So I put them out to the side because I need to know for combat resolution, is that right?
This guy.
That guy?
Yeah, front rank always stays of 5.
Okay, cool. Alright, so those 3 go down, and now I get to attack back. So you said I had double attacks, is that right?
No, you've got great weapons, so you get 1 attack.
I get 1
for
attack.
each, but your strength is very, very high.
Okay.
So your hammers, they actually do get 2 attacks. My bad.
Woo!
Right, so you get 4 dice, and you need 3s.
So 4 dice needing 3s. That's all. That's a bosh. 3 1s.
And now your strength is, for your hammers, your strength is a mighty 4 plus your great weapon, which is +2, so your strength is 6 against my toughness of 4. So you're only going to need a measly little 6 against 4s, 2.
So I need a 2.
Yeah.
2 to kill you.
Yes.
And we get a 3.
You get a 3. So now I go to my little bag of tricks, because these guys luckily have 3 wounds each.
Alright, okay.
And I put that he's got 2 wounds left.
Right, okay.
Okay.
So then we go to the combat resolution, I'm guessing.
We do indeed.
So you killed 3.
So I've killed 3. I attacked you on the flank.
Yeah.
Oh, my apologies. We still have to do my stomps.
Oh.
3 strength, 5 stomps. Oh, that's another 2 dead.
Ouch. So these 2 guys now go
Those
down.
2 are going to go. Yes.
That is brutal. So those guys go down.
So that's now a total of 5 plus 1 because I charged on your flank. Okay. And you have done 1 wound to me. You don't have any ranks.
Nope.
And you don't have a banner in there. So I win combat by 5. So you take a leadership test -5. But this is where we take your tape measure and measure if they're within 12. They are in 12 of your BSB, your Battle Standard Bearer.
Yeah.
And they are in 12 of your General. So you have -5 of your General's leadership. And your General's leadership is a leadership of 10.
Yeah.
So you have to get 5 or less on 2 dice. with a chance to re-roll them because of the BSB.
Okay, with a chance to re-roll them, so
Yep.
double ones really.
Oh!
Good lads.
And they stick around.
Good work, good
Right.
work. Now, they've been charging the flank now. Do they turn to face?
Now,
the locked in
because you
combat?
lost combat, you have the option to try and reform.
Yep.
And that means you have to take a leadership test minus the amount you lost by. So again,
So I
you
need-
need 5s or less to reform.
So 5s or less to reform. Whoops. No, double 6s.
So they're
Lost it this
stuck
time.
where they are, unfortunately.
Oh dear. And those guys die.
And those guys are dead permanently.
So not looking too good for the dwarves. Over here, we're going to go into the next combat. So next up we're going to be doing these slayers who look like they're in an awful lot of trouble against the ghouls and the direwolves who managed to charge their flank. So Dave is currently allocating all of his attacks. He will go first with his ghouls. I'm not sure what the initiative of the direwolves are, but I'm sure that these dwarves will be dead by that point anyway. So let's have a little bit of a look here. So rolling for your Banshee first.
Indeed.
So you needed
Better than a 3?
yeah, you needed a 4, didn't you?
Yes.
And then needing 4s off these guys as well.
Yep.
So needing 4s.
Looking for 6s. Oh, cock dice.
Lots of 6s again. So wow, so 4 definite wounds.
I won't carry on any further because those 4 definite wounds kill those 4 guys.
Does that mean that unit is wiped out?
Except you get your last blow.
So when you got that last blow, so with our last blow, we were strength 4, were we?
Yeah, your strength 4. I think you need 3s or 4s to hit me. Your strength, your weapon skill, sorry, is 4 minus 3. So yeah, 3s will do me.
3s. Okay, so we get 3 there. And then we need 3s again, is it?
Your strength is quite high, I believe it is. Roll again and I'll call it out as we do. So your strength is 3, you need 4s.
So we get 2.
2, so pop-a-dandle-doodle-dee.
So 2 of those guys go down. But unfortunately, that's not good enough from the Slayers. The Slayers have been slain. They are leaving the battlefield. Very sad moment. And with that, does that mean that you get to...
I get to reform, or because I charged, I get a chance to continue my charge. And what we're going to do is, these guys won't make the line into them, but we might make it over to there. So we're going to try and continue on with these guys. They can't, because they've been stuck in a round of combat. So they only get it. These guys get to move on if they so wish, and they will do.
Okay, so what do they do now?
This is going to be very unusual because they're going to bump into them and then get pushed back an inch anyway, so nothing's going to happen.
Wow.
So what we'll do is we will reform these guys potentially like that. I don't know if this is a cheating move or not. It might well be.
Comment below if Dave's cheating.
Comment. Might well be. We'll just leave them there and be quiet for a while. That's it.
Don't risk the wrath of the viewers.
We'll just do that because
So
we
there you
all
go.
make mistakes.
So the Slayers have gone down. These guys, they've not been able to sort of press on in any kind of way. So that leaves us with the final combat, which we'll come to now.
Yes.
So here we go, we're into the last combat here, and we've effectively got 4 on 4 because of where he's managed to charge in. So we've got my leader here, the Thane. He's only initiative 3, so he's the same as these Grave Guard. We're going to start with that versus the 2 who are back there. He'll also have the guy behind him who'll be supporting, I'm guessing. So yeah, let's have a little look what happens now. So we're attacking at the same time. So who rolls first? We just
my guys attack at the same time as your Thane, but I attack before these guys.
You attack before
your
those
Thane gets 3 dice, so if you'd like to roll your 3 dice,
So 3 dice, and he
your
is
weapon skill is 6.
So he needs what, 2s?
You're gonna no, it's always 3s to hit.
3s to hit.
Yeah.
So he needs 3s. So he only hits once. Okay, and he is strength.
He is strength. Here we go. He's got anything interesting? Oh, my apologies. He always hits on 2s because he's got the master rune of Snorri Spaglemhelm.
Sounds good. So he always hits on 2s.
He's always hit on 2s, yeah.
So down to wound.
So basically, he's got a strength of 4 against my toughness, my toughness of 4. So you need 4s to wound.
So 4s to wound.
Ah.
Bosh. So he doesn't do anything to him, which means that these Grave Guard get to go next, and we'll come to that now. Here we go. So we've got the Grave Guard next because they're a higher initiative than Dwarves. And the way you've got to think about initiative in this, it's not necessarily sort of the skill of the fighter, it's about the speed of the fighters. Okay, so we've got these 2 who are going to attack the main dwarf, and the other two are going to attack the rank and file.
Okay. So they need 4s. My weapon skill is 3. Your weapon skill is 6, but it's still 4s across the board. Yes, 1 hits.
So he gets 1 hit.
Indeed. But these guys have Banner of Barrows, which gives them a +1 to hit, which actually makes that guy into a 4.
That's pretty handy, isn't it?
It is indeed. So now I roll to wound. If I roll a 6 to wound, it's a killing blow, which could kill you. I'm hoping for a 6.
No, no 6s.
He gets a 6!
No, he doesn't.
A 6.
That's well cocked on the paper.
We now need to work out the consequences of this. So what you need to do is we need to go to yours, and we look at your ward save.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's Dave telling me to cut the camera off because he's got to work stuff out, so we'll be back in a second. Okay, so Dave has worked out that that because he's not giving my Thane a ward save, that Killing Blow actually kills my general, which means that I've now probably lost this game. So we take away the leader, and then we've got to resolve the rest of the combat. So we've got the next 2 Graveguard. They're attacking these dwarves here. Let's see what happens. And although they get +1, they needed 4s, didn't they?
They will need 4s, I imagine. Oh, let's just take a look. Your weapon skill, I'm sure, is 5, so they will need 4s, even with my +1. Longbeard's weapon skill 5. Yeah, not a hope in hell.
So with that, we're going to go to the dwarves. These dwarves have only got 1 attack each, I imagine.
Yeah, but you've got 4 attacks now.
We've got 4 attacks, even though he's...
Because he's moved to take his place.
So he needs to take his place. Yeah. Okay, so we've got 4 attacks, and we were weapon skill...
You need 3s.
So we need 3s. Okay, so we get only 2. So we got 2, and now they are strength.
Strength of your Longbeards comes over to here. Strength 4. Strength 4. Yeah.
So they need 4s.
You do indeed.
So we need 4s. 4. So we get 1.
1. Now my Graveguard get an armor save of 4+. Yes.
And they make it. So, not a good day for the dwarves. The dwarves have lost their Thane, their leader, and I don't think it's going to be good now as we go to the combat resolution. So we're going to show you that combat resolution now. So he managed to cause 2 wounds against me, so he gets 2 there. He also
charged.
He also charged, so that's +1. He's also got a banner in there, so that's another 1 there. And he also has 3 extra ranks past the front rank, so that gives him another 3 there. So that's his score there. And then what we do is we work out what the dwarves managed. So they didn't get any casualties at all. They do have the 2 more ranks.
Just the 1, sorry. That's not a full rank.
Oh, right, okay. So they've got 1 full rank behind. They've got the banner. They've also got the BSB, which is the Battle Standard Bearer.
Correct.
And that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
So that means that they lose by 4, which means that their leadership will be -4.
On a reroll.
On a reroll because of the banner. Okay, so they are leadership.
Longbeards are a leadership 9.
So that's quite a good leadership. -4, 5. But they do get to reroll.
They need it.
And they make it on 5.
They make it on 5.
I was about to say, they make it on 5, and you go, no, equal to is not, doesn't count.
They make it.
They do make it, which means that they can...
They hold now.
They hold.
But they can reform if they want, which would be a bit of squishy. Yeah. I'm struggling to reform because of this unit there.
Yeah.
So it's entirely up to you if you wish to stay as that, or if you want to squish a bit over.
Oh,
if you do, it's a leadership test -4 again.
So I can reroll. Can I re-roll it? Because the...
I think so, yeah, off you go. Yeah, that sounds good. Yes, of course you can.
There we go, Dave teaching me Warhammer. Encouraging his convictions, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So they can't squidge over. Okay. So there we go, that is all of the combats done. So not really very good for the dwarves, but we are about to go into the dwarven turn. So we'll come back when we've done all that. So Wargamers, this is our battlefield. As you can see, the dwarves, well, they had nothing to charge. Most of them are in combat, apart from the ones that I don't want to be in combat, which are doing the shooting. The one thing that did move, though, was this gyrocopter. Now, he had a choice to make. Was he going to charge that necromancer and try and kill him that way? Or was he going to do some shooting? And decided to do a bit of shooting, try and do some damage to some of the other things there as well. We've done all that magic stuff that we needed to do. Obviously, it doesn't really matter because we've got nothing to try and dispel. So we are going to go into that shooting now. And I am going to start off with the gyrocopters shooting. Okay, so we'll do that now. Okay, so before I work out how many shots that I get, it's basically all of these guys here. Not the Banshee Can't Touch Her, and not the... did it get him on the end?
Yeah, I can get him.
So he got him on the end. So, but before he does that, he's going to try and do a lookout, sir. Now, because he's not part of a unit, he needs a 3+. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah.
3+.
Whoa.
He gets a 5. So that means that he can't take a wound from the steam gun there. So first up, we're going to do the 13 on these guys here. So they automatically hit. So they need 4s. Was that right?
They need 5s.
And they need 5s.
Strength 3, toughness 4.
Okay, so they need 5s to do wounds against those ghouls. And they get a few. They've got 5. So 5 ghouls have taken wounds. Next up, we've got the dire wolves. So there's 3 dice to get them, and we only need 4s for this one.
That's correct.
They are lower toughness.
They are.
And we get 1. So it goes down. Did I also have the dice for the lookout sword for him?
That would have been included in that unit.
Or was that included?
Yeah.
Do we add that on?
It's just absorbed.
Right, okay, brilliant. So that's the result of the gyrocopter shooting. We're going to go into the next lot of shooting now. So next up, we got these Dwarven crossbows, and they're going to be taking a pop shot over there at his leader, of course. Now his leader is in hard cover, but you know, hopefully we might be able to take him out. So so we do have the 10 shots. They need, was it 6s by 4s? Was that one?
No, they need 4s normally, -2 6s.
So they need 6s to hit him.
Moment. Ouch!
Ooh, and we get 2. So 2 get through. Now these are strength 4, and he was toughness 4.
4, so you need 4s to wound.
So this is where we get a couple of 6s.
Oh!
So we get 1 on him.
And he has 3 wounds, so he's got 2 wounds remaining.
2 wounds remain, so no save on that.
No save. He only has a save against war machines.
He only has a save against war machines. I wonder what's coming next. So you know what it is? It's that gun. What's it called?
It's the organ gun.
The organ gun. Okay. So this is how many hits we're going to get on his leader. So we get 8 hits. So not fantastic. That's 8 out of 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
-2. So you need 6s again to hit.
So 6s to hit on these 8 dice.
Yep.
So let's see how many 6s we get. We just get a 1.
Strength 5, defense 4, 3s to wound.
3s.
Yes, and I get a saving throw of a 6+. Yes! This is the hardest necromancer
Wow.
I've had.
Well, that wasn't fun. So the necromancer does not get killed. It does not get killed. So with that, we will go into our combats, and we do have these 2 lots of combats here. Now these guys didn't get to reform, did they? I'm going to start off with these guys here.
Excellent.
We'll come back when we start off now. So I get to pick which combats. I've gone for the Longbeards versus the
Graveguard.
The Graveguard. Okay, so he's only got 4 that he can attack with. They do go first because they're a high initiative. What do they get? They get 5, 6, 4 and a 3, and they hit on a 4+, I believe.
They do.
Okay, so now they need 5.
They have a strength of 4 against your toughness of your Longbeards, which is also 4. So they need 4s.
So 4s to hit the dwarf.
And I made a mistake. That 3 was actually a hit as well because they get the +1 for the banner.
So roll that as well.
Cheating Irishman. It's official. Ouch!
Wow, so 4 wounds. 4 wounds. So those guys will get taken from the back, correct?
Those guys will actually get a saving throw.
Oh, that's good to hear.
They are the Longbeards. They get a saving throw of 5+. My strength is 4, so they get a saving throw of 6s.
So 6s to save them.
Cocked dice and unsure dice.
Looks like 6.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh!
Nope, so 4 dwarves get taken down.
To hit.
Okay, so we've got the 4 dwarves here who will need 3s to hit. Okay, so 3s to hit, and they all hit.
Excellent. And 4s to wound.
And 4s to wound, same are going to be nice. So only 3 of them.
Well done.
So 3 of them. Okay, so you've got a save.
I have a saving throw of 4+ armor save, -1 because your strength. So I'm on a 5s to save these guys, and that's 1 saved. But because I've got a shield, I have something called a parry. So 6s to save. Whoa!
So you get to re-roll?
No. What actually happened there is of the 3 dice 3 wounds you caused.
Yep.
I rolled a 6. and 2 lower dice.
Yep.
So I saved with 1.
Yep.
But because you have a shield, you can do a parry as well on top of your armor save.
Oh, okay.
And you need a 6 for that, and I rolled a 4 and a 6.
Wow.
So only 1 guy dies.
Wow, that seems pretty powerful.
It can be.
So with that, we're going to go into combat resolution. Neither of us charged. I lost 4, so he'll get 4 for that. He also has a banner in there, so that takes him to 5. But let's start taking off. Oh, he's got 2 more full ranks, so he gets 2 for that. Now I've got 1 more full rank, so I'll take that off. I've got a BSB, which is the banner, and then I've got another banner, which by my calculations, and I killed one of his. So that means that he's beaten me by 3.
That looks alright. Yep.
So is that me doing combat resolution right?
Let's take a look at that. So I've killed 4. Yes. I have a banner, and I've got 2+ ranks. You have a rank, a BSB, a banner. You killed 1. That's perfect. Well done. You're a pro.
I'm learning. I don't think I'm quite pro.
Now roll 2 dice, and you need 9 minus 3 is 6s, re-rollable. So that's a fail, and the second time, that's a pass.
So they
well
pass.
done. So these get in the bin, or in the box.
Oh dearie me. Okay, so with that, and then I have to roll to see if they reform, is that right?
If you wish to reform them, yes. I can't because I'm still stuck there.
Okay, so looking to reform them.
No, but it's re-rollable.
Re-roll with a banner. 6. We'll make it.
Yeah. So we can edge these over like that now, and that's the best we can do.
So that gets more of them in combat. So with that, we're going to go into the next combat now.
Okay.
So we're on these Vargeist, and they're still on the flank of these dwarves here. He's a high initiative, which means he gets to go first. And he's got an awful lot of dice there. So
he does, and I have a weapon skill of 4 against your weapon skill of your hammers of 5. So I will need 4s.
So he needs 4s.
1, 2, 3, 4 get through.
Not particularly great that time. So now your strength versus my toughness.
Yes, your toughness for your hammers is 4, my strength is 5, so I need 3s.
So 3s, let's see what you get.
2.
So you get 2 of them. 2 of them go through. So 2 go through, so that
2
means
dead.
So 2 dead. So how does that work now? Would it be him
It's
first?
going to be him first,
And then him
and
here?
then him, which will remove your attack from there, but also take him out of combat.
Right, okay, how interesting. So I've only got 1 attack, is that right?
With your hammers, they have 2 attacks.
But this guy here can't.
He can't attack,
because you're on the
because
flank.
it's on the flank.
Okay, so rolling to hit, and I needed...
You need 4. Sorry, your weapon skill is 5. You need 3s. That's cool.
So they both get through, and they are strength 4 against
Toughness 4. So you need 4s.
So 4s, nothing. So they don't get anything there. No wounds caused. They did take 2, so they're going to lose that combat.
2 and a flank.
Yeah, because you keep the flank even though.
I kept the flank because you haven't managed to reform. You've caused no wounds, so you lose by 3.
So our leadership was 9, if I remember rightly.
Hammers is yes, it's 9.
It's 9, and I lost by 3, so I need 6. Yep. And then I get 5.
That's
so
5.
I'm there. So I need to roll to see if I can turn and face these and finally get some things in combat. So, and I do.
You do indeed.
So finally, these guys can turn around. And can they do it in any way?
No, you have to keep maximised. You have to keep the one guy who has to be in combat with those 2, so you have to keep those 2. You could quite rightly do that if you wanted, but that one guy has to put him out of combat. But then again, you see, I get a chance to reform, so I could just go like that.
Well, I'll do that anyway, just in case you don't reform. Okie dokie.
Well, I will. So I'll just reform to there.
Then you have to roll to reform.
No, I don't, because I won the combat.
So there we go. So that's how it's looking there, and that's the end of the combats, which means that we are going to go into Dave's turn. So not looking very good for the dwarves. So it is Dave's turn. It's Dave's turn. He's declared his charges. So he is going to be charging with these ghouls and the bandit sheet. He's going to try and charge here to try and free his dogs up to charge my gyrocopter. Okay, so first of all, he's going to go with these ghouls, and he needs how far?
They are over 9. They're on a 10. So yeah, 10. They need a 6 or more on 2 dice.
6 or more, and they do it.
Nicely done, he says to himself.
So they move in. and they get in on the poor ballista thing here. Can they shoot on the way in, or
No, it can't.
it's only the crossbows that can do
It's
that?
only the crossbows that can do it. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be ripped to shreds.
Okay, so next up you've got them, and I'm
Dogs.
guessing they can just get in with their movement. So they make their charge in.
Do you wish to stand and do you wish to stand? Or
Is there any negative of doing that?
Standing, well, the odds are you'll kill me anyway.
The odds are I'll kill you anyway.
Yeah,
do you take advice from Dave?
I'd stay where you are because you'll bounce through that and then bounce off the table if you ran away.
So I'll stand and shoot.
No, you're just standing.
So I can't shoot you.
No, you can't.
I can't. Sure I can't shoot you on the way in?
I need to look up the book again. Turn off the camera.
So Dave is willing to take the ribbon and say that we can't stand and shoot. So those two wolves are in on the gyrocopter. And that will take you to the end of your movement. So we're going to go
normal movement.
Oh, you got your normal movement, yeah, of course, because you've done your charges.
This unit is going to turn.
So this unit's gone full.
Just complete reform. It can't move because it doesn't have a musician. And this guy now rejoins that unit.
Yeah.
And for safety, this guy also rejoins that unit.
There you go, guys. So, so that's Dave's normal movement, and we're going to go into the magic phase. So what does he get? So he's got 8. He's got 8.
Gives you.
And you rolled double. Did that do anything?
That does nothing.
Does nothing. No.
So I'm on 4. You're on 4, and now my 2 for channeling. No.
No. So nothing channeled.
So 8 dice against 4.
So you've got 8 to do your spells from. So Dave is going to be doing Curse of Years, and he's going to be casting that on the dwarves here. Are you going for the?
I'm going for 3 dice, and I'm going to regret this.
Going for 3 dice. Cast on a 12 plus.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, that's 7 plus 4.
He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. So, so wow, his magic has not really been paying off in this game.
No, it hasn't.
So with that, he's going to go to his next lot of cards. So next up, because he failed to cast, he can't do it anymore. So we've got the other one. He's doing Gaze of Nagash onto this. Just that missile.
That's
weapon.
correct. Yeah, and I get that on a 11 plus 2 is 13, needing a 9.
So you needed 9. You've got 13.
That's 2d6 strength 4 hits on that unit.
Right. Okay. And how many dice have you got left over for casting?
2.
So you've got 2 left. Okay, so I'm going to roll. I get plus 2, don't I? Anyway.
You get plus 2 to your roll. You've got 4 dice in total, and that's on a 13.
Okay, so I use 3 dice.
Okay.
I'm going to use 3 dice, and I don't do it. I don't think.
No, you don't.
So because that's only 10, so that means that goes off.
2d6, which is a total of 5. Strength 4 hits. And their toughness for quarrelers is 4, so I need 4s to wound.
So 4s to wound them?
Yep. And that's 2 wounds.
So 2 wounds.
So they have a saving throw of 5 plus, minus 1 because it's strength 4, so you get a saving throw of 6s.
So needing 6s to save them?
Oh yes, 1, but 1 bites the dust.
So 1 goes to the dead pile.
Now,
so with that being successfully cast, there's something in there called the Curse of the Undeath.
Yeah, which is the lore attribute.
And that means that he can give a wound back to his leader, the Necromancer. So he's still got 2 dice left to cast with?
We do, and we're going to go for the only other spell that he has, which is Invocation of the Heck, and we're going to do it on this unit.
And what does that do?
That will bring back models.
Okay.
Anywhere within 6 inches, including here.
Okay, so let's have a little look. What do you have to get?
Right, I need to get 6 plus on 2 dice. Oh, I get 6 plus 2 is 8.
Okay.
You need to get a 6 on that to stop it.
No worries at all. Watch this. Oh.
Right.
So we only get 6.
So the Invocation of the Heck does d6 plus the caster's level, which is 2, but because they're zombies, it's 2d6 plus 2. They're newly dead. So I get a total back of 9 plus 2 is 11 zombies.
So you get 11 models back.
11 models back in that unit.
Okay.
Right. Okay. This is the strength of the undead. They are always dead. So that's 4.
The thing is, I would have thought that you didn't really need that here to beat. So you say that that's the strength, but you seem to be taking me apart anyway.
Well, the strength in this is that these guys are now protected from your shooting.
Ah, yes, of course.
So that's important. Now these guys get D6 plus 2. So they get 4 back, but they only have a total of 5 models that I had. So they
get all of that back.
They get all of that back. There we go.
Oh dearie me. So not looking good for the dwarves. That takes us to the end of the magic phase. There will be some shooting because we've got the ghoul here, so we'll be back in a second. So we've got the Howling Banshee woman. She's got her 2d6 plus 2 that she can fire from in combat, which she's going to shoot in.
She gets a total of 7 plus 2 is 9. We go to the leadership of your battery guys, which is 9, so no effect.
No effect?
No effect. You're safe. You're safe as houses.
Well, there we go. So they are absolutely fine. That takes us to the end of the undead vampire shooting. We're going to go to the combat. So here we go. We've got the Vargheists. Vargheists, they go first. They're high initiative. They've got 12 attacks, I believe. So they're rolling now. They need, was it 4s?
Oh, yes.
So a good roll there. Only 2 miss. And then they need, was it 3?
Strength 4 against defense. Or sorry, my apologies. Strength 5 against 3s.
So needing 3s.
Oh!
Wow, so not a great roll there, but would be enough to kill them. Okay, so there we go. That's them taken out. They've got no save at all?
No, because it's -2 because of the strength.
So look at that. That unit has been wiped out, and that means that these Vargheists can continue their attack, I'm guessing, and they can try and charge against the crossbowmen. Is that right?
Only in the next turn, because they've been held up in combat for more than 1 turn.
Right, okay.
So for these guys, if they kill this in this turn, they can continue on, because they've done it in the charge, but these have been held up for more than 1 turn.
So the Vargheists have done their job on the flank. They absolutely smashed those hammerers. So with that, we're going to go into the next combat.
Right.
So here we go. We've got the 5 dogs. So the ones that return from the dead, they are against the gyrocopter. Are they higher initiative than the gyrocopter?
Gyrocopter's initiative is 2, and my poor doggies have a fantastic initiative of 3.
Of 3, so that means that you get to go first.
I
so
do.
they've got a single attack each, or one-on-one attack?
1 attack each, but they get +1 strength on the charge, called Devastating Charge.
Nice.
So we're looking at ballistics or weapon skill here, and yours is 4. Mine is only 3, so I need 4s to hit you. That's 2 hits.
So 2 hits.
And I now have a strength of 4 against your defense, your toughness of 5, so that's going to need 5s.
So needing 5s.
Oh, that'll be 1 wound, but you do have a saving throw of 4+, minus the 1 because of my extra strength at that moment in time. Yes!
So
saved.
we save it.
Right.
So we save it, which means that we get to attack back. Now, how many attacks do we have?
You have a total of 2 attacks with your gyrocopter.
And he needs
3s to hit me. Yes.
So they hit.
And you've got a strength of 4 against my defense of, or my toughness of 3. So you need 3s again.
And we get them.
2. So Papa-Dandle Doody, 2 come off. And now we do the break test.
The break test.
In this case, the crumble. So combat res is you caused 2 wounds.
Yep.
I charged.
Yep.
So there's a difference of 1. I lose 1 more.
Oh wow. Okay.
And there we go. My 3 are now back down to 2.
So what happens now? Do they run away or?
No, undead never run away.
They just crumble.
They're just that part was the crumbling. That extra 1 was the crumble.
So the gyrocopter is locked in combat over there. We're going to move into the next combat now. So next up we've got the Ballista versus the Ghouls and the Banshee here. So I'm guessing that you've got higher initiative. So you've got the Banshee and then you've got those guys also in contact. How many?
Now this is interesting. Against war machines you can only have a maximum of 6 infantry attack or 3 monsters attack. But back rank doesn't come into account, so it's a total of 6 attacks I'd have here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and her for 6.
Yep, and of course the guys on the front rank get 2 attacks as well.
They do. So that would be my 6, which is 12 attacks in total. Because again, it doesn't work on ranks when it comes to war machines. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and her 1 attack, and your weapon skill is 4 minus 3, so I need 4s. She fails again, and these guys need 4s.
Not great.
Not bad at all, because that's 6 wounds straight away, and 2 hits.
6 wounds, you mean 3 wounds?
3 wounds. 6s, I love my 6s. So now my strength is 3, your toughness is 4, I need 5s. No.
Nothing.
So that's 3 wounds you take with a saving throw of minus, or at 6, should I say. So you need...
So I need 3 6s.
3 6s would be great here. No 6s. So this is what happens.
So my whole crew goes, which means that the whole thing goes.
Indeed.
So the artillery piece has been well and truly smashed there by the Gauls, and looks like the Dwarves are getting overrun. We're going to come back when we get to the next combat now. So because these guys in front of us weren't locked in combat, they can now see if they can charge.
No, cancel that.
Right.
It's a reaction. Because this war machine was destroyed, and it's within 6 inches of a unit that's not in combat, they have to take a panic test or run away.
So it's because the artillery piece has been destroyed, these guys have got to take a panic test, not because they're charging it. Okay, so panic tests, so they are leadership.
Leadership 9, re-rollable, fine.
So they're absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So they're going to stay where they are. So the Gauls decided not to try and overrun. They have reformed for free instead and are facing the back of those Longbeards who look like they're in a lot of trouble. So finally we do have the Longbeards versus the Grave Diggers Guard dudes. Okay, now you've got a higher initiative than me, which means that you get to go first.
I have 6 that are in combat, so 6 attacks, and not great on that, but they're hits, 3 hits.
Yep.
So I'll now roll to wound. My strength is 4, your toughness I believe is 4. I need 4s. That's 2 wounds. Minus 1 to your saving throw for your Longbeards, and your Longbeard saving throw is 5, so you need 6s.
So we need 2 6s here. Can we get 1?
Excellent. So that 1 taken off, and now you have your 6 attacks back.
So we've got 6 attacks back, and we need...
Oh, you're only needing 3s, I believe.
But I only make 2.
Okay.
So...
And your strength for your Longbeards is 4 against my defense 4, or toughness 4. So 4s, that's 1 wound. So I get a saving throw of 4+, which goes to a 5+, because of your strength. No, and I get a parry save of a 6. Ooh, cocked dice. No. So I lose 1. So we come to combat res. Combat res, no charges.
No.
So you don't have a full rank.
No.
You have a banner, a BSB, and you killed one of mine. Whereas I have killed one of yours. I have a banner, and I've got 1, 2 ranks.
So you beat me
So
by
I
1.
beat you by 1. So a leadership test, re-rollable, minus 1, leadership 9. That's passed, no problem.
Make it.
Okay, so
Wow.
we're quickly now on to...
So it's turn 4 Dwarves is coming now. Turn 4 Dwarves. It'll be interesting to see what I can try and do here. So this is our battlefield, and the Dwarves really can't do a lot. So these guys, obviously they can't charge down there at that unit because they are up on that impassable terrain. Obviously magic doesn't matter at this point. Nope. So we're going to go straight into that shooting. Go straight into the shooting, and they're going to shoot at the leader's unit over there, and hope to do something. So they have 9 shots in total. So they've got 9 shots. Technically those guys over there are in hard cover because they're shooting through the combats, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so that means that they will need 6s rather than the 4s.
Yep.
Because the +2. So 6s to hit. And we don't get anything. So with us not getting anything at all, that means that we are going to go into the combats. And why not? Let's go for the gyrocopter over there. Okay. We'll go straight into that. You get to attack first because you're a high initiative.
1.
And you get 1 gets through.
No.
And no. And I had 2 attacks, I believe.
Yep.
And I needed 3s, was it?
That's correct.
So I needed 3s. And
No.
I get double 1. So it stays like so, bogged down.
And it does no difference, so it just gets held.
We'll go straight up into this combat then. So you get to go first there, and you have 6 dice.
Yes.
Wow.
Needing 3s to hit you.
Yeah, you need 3s because you're +1.
Correct.
And then needing 4s.
4s to wound you.
And you get 1.
1 wound. Saving throw of a 6.
And just a 2, so that means another Longbeard goes down. I do have 6. No,
Yeah, you have. No, you will have, because they can just shovel over.
Right, okay.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay, so we've got 6 attacks back. We were needing.
Yeah, you need
4s.
3s.
We need 3s?
Yeah, you need 3s for your guys.
So 3s, so all but 1 hit.
And I think you need 4s too.
And then 4s to wound. And only 3 hit.
wounds. So saving throw of 5 plus for me. And that's 1 save, but 2 chances of parry saves of 6s. No, so I lose 2. So, very quickly moving on with
Combat resolution.
Cause 2.
Yeah.
You have a BSB. You have a banner. You don't have a front rank. I caused 1. I have a banner, and I still have 2 full ranks. It's a draw.
So what happens when it's a draw?
We just stand there, look at each other, and go back into combat next turn.
Wow. But I think that they are in trouble. Now, what are the end terms of this game?
When this reaches 6 for both of us, it's game over.
Right, okay.
There is no
There's no like
25% or 50% or anything like that. Most games in Fantasy Battle tend to be battle line, which we class this as,
Yeah.
where it's you fight to the death basically to the end of the 6 turns.
Okay, so with that, we're going to go into the undead turn.
Okay.
So we're probably going to call this the last turn now, so hopefully this has been a good opportunity for you guys to see Warhammer Fantasy Battle in action. He doesn't have to roll for any of these because they're all automatically get in. Mind you, would that not be the impassable there?
Let me just push that over like that.
There we go.
So you only get...
So he's got the 1 in there. Okay, so those guys can charge in. They can obviously charge in. They're not having to roll for that. They can get up there. And then these guys as well, they're not far enough away to have to roll. So we will go into the magic next. Like I say, this will be the last turn. Because, of course, if the game goes on to game 6, then you've got to get somewhere, haven't you? You've got to get somewhere. So those ghouls are in now. So we're going to go into the magic part of everything. So he's rolling for magic now, and he's rolled a 5. Okay, so he gets 5.
And channeling.
Nope. Nothing channels. Okay, so he gets 5, and I get 4 because his highest dice was that 4. Okay, so he is going to be doing.
I'm going to be doing Van Hel's Dance Macabre, since I haven't got the most important spell off yet.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll do enough that we'll actually get something called a miscast going as well.
Okay.
So we'll go for 4 dice.
So 4 dice.
We'll go for 5 dice.
He's going for 5 dice, wow. All 5.
And he gets...
Oh, that was a 5.
So that's a 7. And 8 is 15, and 5 is 20, plus 4 is 24.
Wow.
And he needed a 12 plus for the bubbled Van Hel's Dance Macabre, so that will do everyone. On a double 6,
yeah.
You dispel it.
Come on, double 6s. No.
Oh dear.
No. So we only got 6 plus another 6. We only got 12 plus our normal 2 to resist. That's 14. So we don't manage to do that, which means that goes off.
That unit, this unit, and this unit, they all get a chance to re-roll their to hits.
Could be the end of the dwarves.
I'm hoping so.
So here we go. So
combat.
Shooting.
I have this one to shoot.
Yeah.
2d6 plus 2. No, that's 10. Leadership 9, you take 1 wound.
Yes, that's true. Okay, so 1 wound. There's no save against that?
None whatsoever.
Wow. So another dwarf goes down. So that takes us out of the shooting. Let's go straight for the combats. Which one would you like to do first?
We'll do this one over here. These 2 can just about get in.
Okay, so we've got these Varg heists. So we've got these 2 Varg heists against those 2 there. Yep. Wow.
That's not a bad roll.
It's a very good roll.
And now we're rolling to wounds. Strength 5 against defense 4. So I need... 3. That's actually 2s.
2s, wow.
2s. That's 2, 4, 6. And your quarrelers have a saving throw of 5 minus 2. No save.
No save.
No save.
So
you
6 of
lose
those.
6 men in total.
So these 6 here.
Yeah.
So I have to take them round like this first.
Yeah, and then take this guy. Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
So the back rank is gone. So that's
so
fine.
all 6 of those dwarves have gone down. That means only 1 gets to hit back.
Yeah. He does.
And he needs...
I'd say he needs a 3 or a 4, definitely. 6 will do it.
6 will do it.
You need anything but a 2.
And the 2 doesn't get anything back.
And
so
now
those have been smashed.
I have 2 stomps, strength 5, needing 2s to kill you. Yes, that's another 2 gone.
Wow, I think those crossbowmen might be dead.
What happens now is you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Leadership test. A double 1 is the only thing that will save him.
He's nailed.
running
Watch
away.
this.
Oh, so close.
But he does run away.
He runs 2d6. I have to chase because I'm frenzied. I run 3, so I run a total of 11 inches. You go...
So they wiped out.
There, he's wiped out.
So that's what happens, guys. If they catch you, then you get wiped out, and they get to continue on. Wow. So we're going to go into the next combat now. Do you want to do this one down here?
Yes, indeed.
So you will get to hit first. So you might wipe out this unit now. See if we can do this
unfortunately,
all in one take.
Unfortunately, I'm hoping. Right. Okay. Very quickly then. The Banshee
Yeah.
needs 4s.
Go.
No, still missing. And we have 2, 4, 6, 8. You cross the gap in the attacks.
Yeah.
So that's 8, and another 4 is 6.
12.
12. Yes. 2, 4, 6, 8.
So he's getting all of his dice together here. See if he can wipe out these longbeards.
I want some 6s here. No, not this time. But they all... I need 4s to hit you. They all get to re-roll.
Oh, right.
Because of the Van Hell's Dance.
Oh, yes. So this was that spell before?
Yes. And
so a little bit better.
That's a lot better. 1 poison, so that's 1 automatic wound. My strength is 3. Your toughness is 4. I believe I need 5s.
Wow.
And that's a tad better. So that's 1 wound. That's an automatic total of 5 wounds.
Wow.
Your guys. My strength is only 3. Your defense or your saving throw is 5+. So you get a 5+ for those guys.
So I need 5 5+s here.
That's correct.
Yeah, and we only save 1.
So that's 4 gone. So
Ouch.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
There we go, guys. So they're watching the dwarves get decimated.
So now I only have 4 that can attack here.
Yeah.
So these 4 guys. Oh, not great. They wound on. I hit on 3s because of the +1, but they get to re-roll because of the Van Helstas Macabre. That's 3 hits.
So 3 guys hit.
Rolling to wound. That's definitely 2 wounds there.
So
with
2 wounds.
a -1 save, so you're on a 6 saves.
So they need a 6. Oh, and 2 more go down.
So he goes down, and he goes down, leaving your hero here, and we will allow him to hit back by all means.
Okay, so he can hit back.
We will let him hit back. He can hit back this unit quite happily because he'd be on his own there, like that. He was outside of this, but he can definitely hit back on that unit.
Okay, so he's hitting back there. He's only got 1 attack.
He's got 3 attacks.
Oh, wow. 3 attacks. Yes. Okay, so he's got 3 attacks.
Yep. 1 hit.
Only 1 hit.
And he's got a strength of 4. No, he's got a great weapon, so he's got a strength of 6. He wounds on 2s.
So 2s.
Excellent.
So he causes a wound.
So we'll now do the breakdown and we'll look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 5, 6. Plus I charged in the rear, which is +2.
You're getting a strategy battle, gamers.
I also charged, which is an extra 1. I have a banner, and I have 2 full ranks, and you have a BSB.
I think you're just rubbing it there.
So
that is not the real life.
You're looking for. You need that.
So double one save whatever, do they?
Yes.
Yep. So double 1s. No.
You're running away. You do get a re-roll because you're a BSB.
Oh, that's true. No.
But BSBs never run away anyway.
All right. So they're going.
So you're dead.
So there we go. So that's another Dwarven unit wiped out. So we've got 1 more to go before we shake hands. Okay, we'll just leave that there like that.
Okay.
Okay, so you get to hit me first again.
I get to hit you first with this.
Yeah.
But you get to hit me first before these guys.
Okay.
And he'll get to hit as well. His initiative is a 3. So we'll do those 3 to hit anyway, because they're all the same strength now. So
they hit, don't they?
They're all hits. And now strength 3 against the toughness of you is something like 4. Yeah.
So it's just a chart, just like strategy battle game, guys.
I get a 5, so
you
that's
get
1 wound. So you get a saving throw of 4+.
So 4+ save.
Yes.
He loves it.
And now you get to attack before my zombies do.
So I had 2 attacks.
2 attacks, yeah. Who are you attacking? The dogs, the zombies, or him?
I can't attack your leader, can I?
He's just out of the edge corner, so no.
I will attack.
I'd get rid of the dogs. I'd get rid of the dogs.
Okay. Dave says get rid of the dogs, so I'm going to get rid of the dogs. Okay, so I'm going to roll, and I'm guessing one hit.
Yeah, I believe. No wound.
No wound.
Combat res. I didn't cause any wounds, but I charged.
Yeah.
And a flank.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 full ranks.
Yeah.
And you have nothing.
Nope.
So -4 to your leadership.
And I'm leadership 9, am I?
You are a leader. Yeah, you're leadership 9. Whoa! 7.
So he's gone. He's
going to fly away, and I'm going to chase after him. So he gets 3 dice to run away. I get 3 dice for these guys to chase after. We pick the highest dice. Oh, that's a 5. You're bouncing practically off the table, and I'm going to be stuck here.
So although we know that Dwarven gyrocopter there will go on and win this game, no problem at all, I think we're going to call it there and give Dave a chance to get off. Thank you very much. Epic handshake. Thank you very much for teaching me Warhammer Fantasy Battle and showing our subscribers. We're going to go into a post-battle bat rep now. So, wow, welcome to the post-battle bat rep breakdown for my first experience of Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and congratulations to Dave who won that game. So, I think we should, I should maybe talk about how I found it first of all, because of course I've never played the game before and you played the game for a long time. So, I thought that it was going to be a lot harder to pick up the mechanics of it than it actually was. I actually think the mechanics of it are relatively straightforward. I think where this game gets its complexity is the extra layer, so the special rules and knowing what things can do and what to use against what. So although you had a bit of bad luck with your casting early on, and I did think, oh, maybe I can snipe your leader here, I never felt in combat like I had any kind of a chance at all. You know, I don't know whether that's because of the Hobbit point of view, but I definitely thought those dwarves would be a little bit tougher. And they seem to go down reasonably easily, and your guys didn't seem to go down reasonably easily, you know, like your main units. But in terms of the mechanics of the game, I very much enjoyed it. I'd play it again, definitely. Some interesting models.
Thank you.
Some very interesting models there. I really like your dwarf models. Very cool. Very, very cool. So, you were teaching me Fantasy Battle, obviously quite a tough thing to teach somebody in an afternoon.
It is. Usually most people I end up showing how to play Fantasy Battle will have at least read the rule books, which makes my life 1,000 times easier. It's daunting to teach.
Was I difficult to teach?
No, you weren't. You were very good. You picked up everything, and I think your past experiences of other games and trying multiple type games as stood you in good stead. Yeah, but it's a daunting game because there's so many rules. There's so much to remember or to forget. But yeah, extremely good.
I like the whole. I mean, I've never played like a unit-based game. I did like the whole thing of like trying to take flanks and stuff like that. Of course, everything that I had was pretty slow. So, I mean, from a tactical point of view, you didn't really have any shooting, so I thought, right, I'll just castle up in that corner, and maybe I went for it a little bit early and sort of charged out, but and maybe that was a bit my downfall. Maybe I could have let you come on to me a little bit quicker if I was going to do things a bit differently. But hopefully the purpose of this battle report was to show you guys the mechanics of that, and also to teach me, so that maybe one day we can do a few more Warhammer battle reports on the channel. Because I know that Jamie used to play.
Yes, he did.
We're Bretonians.
Yeah, they're frightening. They are frightening.
They're frightening?
Yes, very frightening for an undead army. They, you either destroy them and walk away happy, or you just get knocked off the table.
Oh dearie me, oh dearie me.
Bretonians can be very frightening.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that Let's Try Tuesday, and you enjoyed seeing something a little bit different. Probably a reasonably long battle report. Another interesting thing for me is, of course, whenever you're filming a new system, you learning how to shoot it will be quite interesting, because in that there were quite a lot of long takes, quite a lot of long takes, and I wonder how we could get that a little bit snappier. But we do hope you guys enjoyed that. Maybe we'll see that again. Comment below if you would like to see that again. Thank you very much, Dave, having the patience with me today to teach me, talk me through it. And you better go for your next meeting now, because you're over 2.5 hours late. So guys, as always, make sure that you comment, like, share and subscribe, that you support your Hobbit hobby and your hobby in general, guys. Make sure you're getting out there trying some different games, because that is a really good way of getting other people to try out the Hobbit hobby, of course, is to go and being willing to play their games as well. Make sure you like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and as always,
I've lost the words. Help me support your hobby and love me.
Happy Strategy Battle Gaming! How can you guys not get this yet? You come on the show and you don't know. It's Happy Strategy Battle Gaming!
Camera shyness!
Unbelievable.
It's the haircut.
I'm going to introduce a new rule. If you don't get that right, guys, it's going to suddenly turn into the loser result of the Get Buff Battle Rap times 1 million. Support your hobby and Happy Strategy Battle Gaming, guys.